It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Today is Thursday, August 28th. I am in my Alan Jackson sweater. Have you guys seen this sweater? In honor of Alan Jackson. Today, speaking up in a public appearance with Karen Reed. Wow. He's actually still speaking live. I will show you some clips about that. If you guys found me during the Karen Reed era, let me know in the comments. Weren't those the good times? Wow, do I miss those Karen Reed days. Nothing beats the days of Karen Reed. Weren't those the best days? Not for Karen Reed, by any means. Those were not good days for Karen. Poor Karen. She really went through it all. But I'm just saying, those were kind of like the heyday of life, okay? We had the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, like craziness, and it was at the best days of it, right? It was when things were so good, like the amended complaint days, the voicemail. And then it was Karen Reed, all of that. And it was every day we were like hooked, line, and sinker. Now what do we got? Yeah, we got the Adelson trial, which I'm watching the clips. I'm not watching it live, but I am watching the clips and I'm listening to a podcast about it. But there is not anything like it. Like I miss Karen and AJ. But we did get a good dose of them. Now, you guys, I am wearing a Daily Dose of Donna hat. This was a hat that we were selling at Dosers Live. We still have some left. So I'm going to be selling them directly from me to you on my website. I'm just going to have to figure out a way to do that. And I'm going to ship them directly with a handwritten note. Maybe I'll throw in, I don't know, something off my desk, like a small hand or a pen or like a pack of Groons. I don't know. What else can I give you guys that's here? I guess that's it. Okay, we are going to have so much fun today. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. We're going to really run the gamut. I know Perez Hilton is over at the courthouse in Vegas. I don't think he's speaking up against Blake Lively today, speaking up for content creators. I'm going to report on that tomorrow when there's an answer because I think it's at like 12 something. So it's later. But if we do have some answers, I will give it to you. Suki says Swedish candy. I don't have any Swedish candy on my desk today. I really need to up my Swedish candy. Okay, so I'm going to place an order for Mom's Swedish candy or soccer bet. There's some good ones. Don't worry. I've really got to up. Oh, Todd. Yeah, some of my Real Housewives of Salt Lake City peeps remember Todd. We miss Todd. You guys remember Todd? Hold on. Todd Bronwyn. I'm not really happy about the way that you're representing yourself on this show. I miss Todd. But don't worry, we'll get a little Housewives in today because we've got so many lies going on Real Housewives of OC. Oh, I was in the DMs of a lot of those bloggers today. Lots of those bloggers. I'm just happy I'm not in the story. For once, I'm happy I'm not a messy blogger. I mean, I'm always a messy blogger, but I'm happy it's not me, you know? Guys, are you ready? Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the stream. We're going to have fun out here today. Get your butts comfy. It's your daily dose of Donna. Okay. Where do I even start? I just want to gossip with you guys for a bit. I mean, that's what I do for my show. Literally, my job is gossiping with you, but I want to gossip with you first before I gossip with you, if you know what I mean. Like, I just want to have girl talk. First of all, this shirt is made for you by, I just want to make sure I get it right before I shout her out. I want to say it's, ta-da. She gives me her, okay. If you go to speak.t on Instagram, she made me this sweater. It's going to be backwards. Speak.tee. She's awesome. 50% of her proceeds were donated to Karen Reed's legal defense. She's awesome. Her name is Tara, speak.t on Instagram. And she made me these sweaters, the sweatshirt. It's a picture of Alan Jackson in the front, and in the back it says, I don't get nervous. I make people nervous. I love it. And it's such a comfy sweatshirt. So if you guys want to buy a little bit of your own Karen Reed merch, you can go ahead and hit up Tara over there. Second piece of gossip. I was at the dentist this morning. And as I'm at the dentist, I'm listening to a podcast all about the Adelson story, but the Dan Markel murder. It's not about the trial because it was done in 2019. I talked about it on my stories today. It's called Over My Dead Body. And this was done, it's a Wondery podcast, and it was done in 2019. Okay, 2019. And what's crazy about this is I listened to it in 2019. But you know what happens is I'm going to take this off so you guys can actually see me with the lighting. What happened in 2019, it's pre-COVID. And I think that like pre-COVID, we had a different memory because I don't remember shit from pre-COVID content-wise. Like I remember a little bit. That's why when I started talking about this case or someone started talking about this case, I was like, I kind of remember a little bit about this case, but I have to re-listen to the podcast to get all the details. So I'm listening to Over My Dead Body. And the story of the Adelson case, by the way, is about, it's about a murder for hire. It's about a hitman. It's about a family, a very successful family in Florida that hired a hitman to kill a man, the daughter's ex-husband, so that they had control over where the kids could live, the grandkids. Well, the husband and wife, the Adelsons, Donna and Harvey, are dentists. Very successful dentists. I'm laying there getting my teeth cleaned, getting my teeth worked on, and I'm thinking to myself, dentist. So I decide to be funny. You know my sense of humor, right? I don't think my dentist listens to Daily Dose of Donna, though. I don't think she understands my sense of humor. So I'm laying there and I say to her, doctor, I'm not going to tell you her name, Dr. Blank. Hey, you want to know so funny? It's like you're in my mouth with all these needles and like all these things, all these sharp tools. And I'm listening to a podcast about a dentist who hired someone to kill someone, like a murder for hire, but it was a dentist. It's a family of dentists that like killed people, like tried to kill someone, and they like did a whole crime, and they're like, whatever. And she's like, what? I said, yeah, it's dentist. And she goes, it's a fake story. I said, no, it's real. It's dentist. She goes, I I've never heard of this. I don't believe that dentist. Da, 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 da. She got so serious, you guys. It got lost in translation. It was so uncomfortable. I was like, no, it's a real story. It's dentist. She was like, I don't know these people. I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, this is not something I do. This is not comfortable. Like, I said, I'm not telling, no, doctor, like, no, it's not you. It's not I'm not blaming you. Like, it has nothing to do with you. I just thought it was kind of funny that I'm laying in the dentist chair and I'm listening to a story about dentists that are, kind of like crazy and like murders. And, it was the most awkward rest of the appointment ever. Like, she did not understand. I did not. Maybe it was because my mouth was open. We did not get it. You guys, she's not a doser. She's not a doser. She doesn't get my we did not relate. I may need to find a new dentist. So if you have a dentist in the Sherman Oaks area, hit me up. It kind of reminds me of I don't know. It was a Curb Your Enthusiasm moment, Do, 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 do. Okay, yesterday I was at Billy Bush. Who watched the episode of me at Billy Bush? I went over to studio. I love Billy. I really do love Billy Bush. He is phenomenal. He's so funny. He's so cute. Truly, what a mensch. What a love. Handsome, funny, and also, by the way, every single one of the people that are in his office, all of his producers and all the guys that work with him, there's a bunch of people in the control room. And I've told you guys this before. It's in Howie Mandel's production office and studio. It's a huge warehouse that they turned into a studio. So it's exactly where Howie Mandel shoots his show. So I was able to meet Howie too. Howie, so cool, so nice. Spoke to Howie Mandel for a long time. Oh, we talked about Meghan Markle. We talked about all kinds of things. You want me to show you a picture? So this is me and Howie. And you know how they say Howie's like a germaphobe? I don't know if he still is or not. So I was a little nervous to get close to Howie for the picture. So instead, I look incredibly awkward in this picture. I was like nervous to get close. Okay. Wouldn't that be funny if I went like this to Howie too? I should have gone like this. And then Howie and I could have gone, we could have touched fingers maybe. But Howie is so nice. We laughed. He told us such funny stories about Deal or No Deal and about the models. Really a kind guy. He is, so this whole area, this whole thing is like all of his fun stuff. And the studio's great. And Billy's production team is awesome. That was Blake's fault. I'm back. Every time I get kicked off, it's Blake's fault. And his producers are awesome. But after we talked about Blake Lively and we talked about Blake, we talked about Taylor and Travis, we talked about the engagement, we talked about love and all of the amazing things. We did get into he showed us this one clip, and I'm going to show you guys this hilarious clip that he showed us about one of the guys that works for him. I think he's a producer, like an audio guy, Kyle. It was so funny. Canadian Essentials team. Are you Ryan Reynolds? Canadian Essentials team. Are you Ryan? Just let us know that you're not Ryan Reynolds. Says, haha, my first live. And I'm like, where'd you go? Canadian. Oh my God. Okay. Check it out. This made me laugh so hard. I just want to show you guys because justice for his friend or his guy, Kyle.
That's Donna, that, people we love, good friends, if they slip on a banana peel or walk into a sliding glass door by accident, it just makes us feel good. We laugh like crazy.
Of course.
Thank God for security cameras. Put your headset on here, Donna.
Okay.
Thank God for security cameras because our guy Kyle in the control room, he just walked in. He's sitting down, minding his own business. And thank God this camera in the corner caught him. If this doesn't make you happy, nothing will.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
There's Kyle.
Jesus Christ. God damn.
Hit me again. Hit me again. I need it again.
Oh my God.
Where is Kyle now? Is he okay?
He's waving at you.
That's Kyle. I'm so sorry.
There's Kyle. One more time. One more time. It makes me so happy. I don't know why this puts me in such a good mood.
Jesus Christ. God damn.
And Kyle, what's the best? Here we go.
Here's the chair.
Look at these chairs.
Lift it up.
Oh God.
You guys, it does look like a weak chair.
And the best part, Kyle, is that your first chair that you've sat on and broken this week. By the way, a fit guy. He's a beautiful shape.
He is.
That's not even the first one I've sat through this month, unfortunately.
You're sitting with a lot of maybe rage.
Something like that. Rage, we'll call it.
Poor guy. I was sitting on a director's chair for Dozers Live up on the stage. Like we were all sitting on those kinds of director's chairs. And I swear, I said to Lance when I showed him the clip last night, Lance said, I'm telling you, I did have anxiety that it was going to happen to you or to Miguel or Zach or Stu or Molly sitting up there because it's just cloth. Could happen to anyone. Justice for Kyle. Speaking of Billy Bush, I shared it with my stories last night. Molly says the braids are so cute. It's giving Yellowstone. And if you know, you know. Welcome, Terry. Thank you for being a member. Appreciate it. Okay, so last night, speaking of Yellowstone, Kelly Wolf. So Kelly Wolf, as you guys know, got arrested. Kelly Limp Wolf got arrested last night, 2 nights ago. We don't know the status of Kelly Wolf at the moment. She is currently in prison. A lot of you guys wanted to know if I spoke to Scott Wolf. If I spoke to Billy Bush about if I spoke to Scott last night. Well, me and Scotty, if I spoke to Billy Bush about Kelly and Scott. So Billy Bush and Scott are really close. I don't know, but I think they're best friends. Like, I actually think that they're best friends. She's in jail, not prison. Did I say prison? I think that they're best friends. From what we have heard, he's the godmother to at least one or maybe multiple of the kids that they have, the 3 kids. I think, in my gut, I think that. So here's why I didn't bring it up. Now, Billy Bush follows me on Instagram. He must know that I'm covering this case and the story, not the case, the story of Kelly Wolf. I am not going to make things awkward and ask him about it. He must know that I'm talking about it. If he brought it up, I would. But since he hasn't talked about it publicly since like day one, I didn't want to make things awkward and bring it up to him. However, last night I caught this on TMZ. TMZ posted about the arrest, and there are some people who are so out of the loop on the Kelly Wolf story. Okay, there are so many people on the Kelly Wolf, they're out of the loop on the Kelly Wolf story that they're not following the ins and outs. They're not like obsessing like I am. They're not following each and every story and each and every live. And so what's happening is that they're missing the nuance. They just see a woman is in prison because she posted on Instagram. Oh my God, this is abusive. The man is attacking the woman. The husband is taking the woman down. And so it's totally wrong. What's happening is that clearly she is mentally not with it in the moment. And she was posting very, very inappropriate things on Instagram, enough so that the cops had enough to arrest her. Okay. This is not about a narcissistic husband taking down a woman. This is not about like, misogyny. Okay. So the point is that she posted, she went to prison. She went to jail. Sorry. She went to jail. And then people are posting comments. It's the believe all women people. I'm sorry for posting this or saying this out loud, but I believe it's the same crew of people that don't like to read the details, don't like to look at what is the truth. It's just liking to look at people that, what is their gender, and then just immediately following in that direction, which I don't believe to be the case in a lot of cases. Hello, Blake. It's just, let's look at the truth and then blaming the person that has the penis. We can't do that. We can do that when it's Jax Taylor, but we can't do that with everyone. So in this case, I don't believe that Scott Wolf is the problem, but some people do. And this one commenter immediately went after Scott Wolf in the comments and said, I'll show you guys the picture, the screenshot. Scott Wolf is a very bad person. He's torturing her, setting her up to take the kids and leave her homeless. And other people are commenting, but Billy comes in and he goes, I'll take this one. You know nothing. He is the kindest man you'll ever meet. You are truly ignorant. Comment on something about which you have an iota of a clue. I was so happy to see this last night because we can all defend Scott without knowing Scott, but Billy actually knows the situation. I have a feeling that Billy truly loves Kelly and Scott. I don't think that Billy has any personal issues with Kelly and definitely not with Scott. But when Kelly's going out there and saying Scott Wolf is abusive, Scott Wolf abuses me, Scott Wolf this and that, he's going to stand up for what's true. And so he's going out there and he's probably defending, and people are cuckoo. So I'm getting attacked in my DMs. Okay, I got a DM last night when I took a picture with Billy Bush saying, I can't believe that you are defending Billy Bush. Billy got fired. Listen to this. Billy got fired by NBC for sexual harassment. I said, excuse me, what? Excuse me, who? Excuse me, how? He got fired by NBC for sexual harassment in what universe? Oh, Billy Bush got fired from the Today Show because he was with, not President Trump, sorry. He was with Donald Trump, who made a joke about sexual ... So Billy Bush was fired. I said, in what capacity does that equal Billy Bush is fired for sexual harassment? Those two things do not equal the same thing. Shut up. So people love to just make these crazy judgments. And then I said to them, sounds like you just hate men. Anyway, we will continue or not, we'll continue and we'll talk about all of it, another time, but that's on that. Now, let's get into the stories for today. I want to talk about a couple of the comments. A lot of you guys are interested in the Perez Hilton of today. Who is covering the Perez Hilton so I can know? And you guys let me know in the comments. My phone is on the floor. Hold on. Who is covering Perez Hilton live? And then I will know if I need to jump over there and and see if I need to, watch something and check something out. Okay, so let me know and I will happily. But I have to say, look, when it comes to, okay, Andy is live. CJ is also on Popcorn Planet. They went into the courtroom now, but they can't film in the courtroom, right? Both Andy and CJ. All right. Well, let's see. We can kind of check in with them for a little bit, but I'm probably not going to be, I will definitely not be. Yeah, they're just watching an outside of a, oh my God, this is so funny. They're treating it like it's kind of funny. It's like treating it like P. Diddy. P. Diddy, like the P. Diddy case. Should we jump over there and check it out? Let's check it out.
You are Blake's #1 fan.
Well said. So where's the document from Judge Lyman?
Isn't this
last night?
funny?
Is that in here, or do I guess I can go to the doc.
It's like very serious.
I have it. Hold on.
I can forward it to you quickly.
Wait, Perez was wearing a
So,
floral
I'm
jacket
going into
earlier.
the docket now, but do you know
Okay.
which one it is?
It's
the
something's
one-
telling me 7-Eleven, but I'm probably wrong.
Oh yeah, motion to compel from Lyman. There it is. Okay.
Okay, so he's
a lot of other
in.
stuff.
We'll put this on mute. He is in. He is in the courtroom right now, and we'll be able to know soon exactly what happens. I would say at this moment. Oh, CJ's in the courtroom. Is she tweeting? Christina, let me know. Obviously, we want Perez to win this one because we don't want Blake to win anything at this point. Let's be freaking for real. I think in this moment, it's tough. No phones in court. Yeah, it's unfortunate. This is the problem with these non-federal cases or whatever. I am not going to be talking about it until we have some answers about like where it ends. It ends with us. So why don't you guys just let me know if there is an answer? And then I'll pop over. Okay. How about we do that? Let's talk about stuff we actually know about. Cool? Cool. Breaking news, Emilie Kiser. Do you guys know about the story about Emilie Kiser? This is a crazy story. It's a sad story, and it is not. It's kind of a wild update, but it's actually something that I think a lot of people were waiting on. Emilie Kiser is the story about the TikTok influencer, millions and millions and millions of followers. She had what could only be described as this like perfect life, right? On TikTok and on Instagram, but really she was on TikTok more than anything. I'll just show you guys on Instagram what her life looked like, just so that you can kind of see what her vibe is and what her, a visual of what she looks like. Beautiful family of just recently 4, husband Brady and 2 sons. Okay. Trig, and I can't remember what the new baby's name is. Sadly, very, very sadly, and they live in Arizona. Chandler, I believe, is the name of where they live. Sadly, a little bit right after this picture was taken in May. Oh, Teddy is the other baby. The husband Brady was left alone with Trig and Teddy. She went out to dinner, and within 20 minutes of her being gone, he was watching the 2 of them. The older baby, 3 years old, is outside playing, trips over an inflatable something. This is all according to police reports and surveillance camera. Trips over something, falls into the pool. Dad is not paying attention. Dad is inside. He says he's watching the other baby. Turns out he's actually doing some other stuff, like maybe watching a basketball game, something along those lines. And it is sadly revealed now that Trig unfortunately drowned after being in the pool for what looks like 7 to 10 minutes. I don't have all the details. This is all revealed in police records. It was tragic to find this out, okay? Now, it was shocking for anyone, of course, but mostly, to find out that all the details around it. Emilie is, one of those influencers that you kind of look at as like perfect, right? Perfect life, perfect home, perfect vibes, gorgeous. Everything's kind of going for you. But she didn't have a pool fence in Arizona, right? She didn't have a pool fence. And so months go by, and immediately she goes to the police and she says, she goes to her lawyers like within days of this happening. And we don't know all the details just as an audience. And I haven't talked about this on the show at all for this reason, because it was so tragic. But she goes immediately to the police and she says, I want to bar, like, I want to keep this silent, basically. She goes to the lawyers and she goes, is there anything I can do basically to conceal the police records? She's doing everything she can, but no one really knows why. No one knows why. Unfortunately for her, but I think this is ultimately a very important subject because people really need to know the truth about these things. The police records do reveal the truth about the fact that there was no pool fence and exactly what happened. She has not spoken about anything. We don't know anything until today. She finally breaks her silence. It's been months, and this is someone that was like chronically online. The reason why I bring it up is because she's a huge figure, and it has been something that everyone online has been talking about. Everyone has been really, really interested in. So People Magazine, Us Weekly, I mean, all of them, everyone's talking about this. So Emilie Kiser admits she should have done more to protect her son from drowning. And I think this is a really interesting way to kind of handle it, because I told you guys this. I don't remember where I spoke about this. My sister, my little sister, is a pediatrician. She's a resident pediatrician in Arizona. And she says that the number one cause of death for kids in Arizona is this: lack of pool fence. And the second is hot cars. It's those two things. So this needs to be a law in place. So she speaks about it. And it says she finally broke her silence. And what she says is, loss of this magnitude feels impossible to put into words. She speaks all about him. She talks about the fact that she really should have and needed to put a pool fence up. And that was the most important thing. And she says, in the future, I hope to be in a place to share more about how I'm navigating this grief. But right now, all I can say is thank you for the love, compassion, patience, and space you've given us to grieve. Now, she wasn't home when it happened. Her husband was home. And this is a conversation I've had with my husband over and over and over since this happened. Because how do you handle when you hear these stories when it's one of you and not the other? Can you forgive? Are you ever able to look at your partner again? Are you ever able to look at your partner the same? Are you ever able to forgive your partner? Like, I don't know. I don't think I would. I'm just being fully honest. I don't know the amount of therapy that it would take for me to ever be able to forgive. Now, the people that are mad at them, I don't know how to be mad at someone that has already struggled with this loss. I can be mad at those people that leave their kid in the car and go inside and drink at a bar. Those people I can be mad at. This is so tragic and so sad that I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can. It's really, really sad. It's awful and sad. And I've talked about this on my Patreon, but Dylan, my own son, had a very similar case happen to him. And it was incredibly, incredibly tragic and awful. And I truly, really wish the best for them. Really wish the best. Okay, this is quite interesting. I'm going to jump over to this story because someone just alerted me to this, and we've got to talk about this. Megyn Kelly. Breaking. Megyn Kelly was subpoenaed. Do you guys know that? Megyn Kelly was subpoenaed by Blake Lively. Do you guys know that? Megyn Kelly rips narcissistic bully Blake Lively for subpoenaing her in the Justin Baldoni lawsuit. OMG. I didn't even know this. This is kind of breaking news, right? We didn't know this. Megyn Kelly says that Blake Lively tried to drag her into a headline-grabbing legal tussle with Justin Baldoni. Kelly unloaded on Lively during her show on Thursday, ripping the actress as a pathetic, untalented, narcissistic bully. The former Fox News star said that her team successfully fought off subpoenas from Lively's camp, which had sought Kelly's private communications as part of Baldoni's lawsuit. She backed down and has now missed the deadline to pursue her harassment of me and my team any further. I need to see video of this. I'm going to try to find the video really fast. Hold on. YouTube, Megyn Kelly, Blake Lively. Hold on. Let's try to find this really fast. That is insane. I don't think it's out yet. Is it? I think it was just live, so she hasn't put out the video yet. If you guys see it, let me know in the comments. She also accuses Lively of parachuting her best friend into a role in It Ends With Us and trying to seize control of the production. She claims Lively leaned on her dragons, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift, to shield her from accountability. Wait, Zach is on Popcorn Planet right now. This is hilarious. Let's go over there.
So all these months later, we're now revealing that Megyn also got a subpoena and she kept it to herself. And now today, on the day Perez is fighting for us all, she decided to tell everybody, I got subpoenaed and we beat her. As like, okay, great. But where I took shade, there's the second paragraph. News broke in July that Lively had been sending subpoenas to podcasters and others who had said or written negative things about her, from Candace Owens and Perez Hilton to people you've likely never heard of, like Zach Peters.
What?
Oh my God.
She targeted more than a dozen journalists and online creators, igniting a free speech fire. I'm like, why?
That is a completely unnecessary jab to take at me.
Like, I'm like, fuck you, Megyn Kelly.
I actually like Megyn Kelly.
Why would you, like, that's so against the unity and like what we're all trying to do.
Bitch. That was like,
that is
what
so
crazy. How did I
crazy.
get in there? Okay, why is everybody
because I
trying to
fake
fight
subpoenaed you and now she's proving she's a bad reporter.
Oh my
That's
God.
what I think she did.
Wait, is this a statement or she said this?
This is her MegynKelly.com, like revealing to the world that yes, Blake subpoenaed me too.
And I'm kind of
like, okay, a little too
this.
late, girl. Why didn't you come out with the rest of us? That could have helped. And now you're like making it all about you on today on Perez Day, and then you're shading my man Zach.
That is nuts.
Thank you for shading me and saying nobody's ever heard of me while naming me specifically. That was like such an unnecessary dig.
That was really mean of Megyn Kelly. Why did she say that no one's ever heard of him?
She could have just left it as people you've never heard of, but then she goes on to specifically name me.
But he wasn't subpoenaed even.
Okay, let me see here. Oh my gosh.
It's just lame. Well, anyway, I'm happy to fight it. Maybe that'll get you on her show or something. Let's go kick it up on Twitter and be like, excuse me?
Yeah, clearly she's heard of me now.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why we got to shade each other. We shouldn't be shading each other, and I don't like it. And
also, you weren't subpoenaed.
But even more, you weren't subpoenaed.
Yeah.
Right? I just said that.
There were 107 people who were.
And she
That's
could have
important.
She could have picked the channel with one subscriber, and then it would have actually been justified in saying that if she had done any homework instead of making it all about herself.
Yes, I agree.
I honestly wonder if it's just. I hope it was just
but
poorly worded. I hope it was just poorly worded.
I find this. I don't know. I find this very self-aggrandizing and about herself instead of the whole point. And I'm disappointed in her because we're all fighting together right now. This is a massive case, and I guess maybe she's just ignorant to what's happening with Perez. But by revealing you got subpoenaed today of all days, you look so tone deaf yourself. Like, why aren't you talking about what's happening today?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. So like I'm better than everybody, and then I'm going to shade the little guy, and you're not a little guy. There are actual little people that were subpoenaed, and you're like a legit big content creator, journalist yourself, and she's got to fuck. I'm sorry. Okay. I don't like that shit.
Oh, that's true. His last name isn't even Peters.
Fair to want to set the record straight and everything else, but right now, I think what's important is what is going on in the courtroom with Perez. And I see people in the chat saying, where is Perez? Where is Perez? Perez is in the courtroom, everyone. We are currently waiting for an answer as far as what is going on in the courtroom. No cameras are allowed, so we cannot bring you that information. We are doing the next best.
I'm going to switch over to this, you guys, which is, I'm going to switch over to watching Megyn Kelly talking about Blake Lively. Wait, hold on. How do I get the volume here?
We were among those targeted by Blake Lively. Yes, she actually tried to get the confidential and proprietary materials my team and I used for any and all stories about her. Because Blake Lively was unable to fathom that yours truly had developed a genuine revulsion toward her on my own, she posited that I must have been ensnared in Baldoni's alleged ongoing smear campaign against her, that his attorney, who happens also to be my own from well before his representation of Baldoni, must be controlling our coverage. In addition, she suggested that I was getting paid by Baldoni or by his lawyer, Brian Friedman, for my anti-Blake coverage, demanding to see all documents reflecting this alleged agreement or payment structure. This is how narcissistic this woman is. She actually thinks I needed to get paid by Baldoni's team to say negative things about her. Newsflash, Blake. I came to those conclusions totally organically. Don't give away your power, sweetheart. It was you. It was all you who made me unable to stand you. No man had anything to do with it. We fought her subpoena and won. She backed down and has now missed the deadline to pursue her harassment of me and my team any further. Sorry, sweetheart. You might want to try harder the next time. But in any event, we gave her absolutely nothing. Not one document, not one record, not one communication. In no world would I ever allow my teams or my communications with each other or with our sources for our news reporting to be turned over to a third party, and certainly not to this nitwit. It's called the First Amendment, freedom of the press. She has zero right to nose around in how I gather news or in how my team and I prepare for any show we do.
And that's that, baby. Wow. I mean, what's next? Is she going to go after, like CNN? What's next? She's nuts. Betty, what's her name? Bitter Betty Buzz? Bitchy Buzz? Bitchy Buzz. Okay. So we'll keep you posted on Perez Hilton. There's absolutely nothing going on there. There's no drama. Zach is still live, chatting it up over there, but who cares? It's all good. They're just talking badly about poor Zach feels so sad. Zach feels so sad because he feels shaded by Megyn Kelly. I think it's fine. I just can't believe that of all people, his name got brought up. He wasn't even subpoenaed. They called him Zach Peters. By the way, the first time I met Zach, I called him Zach Peters too. So like, I'm not going to, attack. Now, meanwhile, I want to know if Perez Hilton is in that courtroom saying, Franz, Franz. What do you think Perez Hilton's doing in there right now? Okay, next. Let's just keep talking because until we have an answer of what's going on in that courtroom, let's just talk about other things, y'all. There's other trials to cover, and that's Alan Jackson and Karen Reed. Karen Reed is still big in my heart, but you know who she's not very happy with? Elizabeth Banks. Not actually Elizabeth Banks, but Elizabeth Banks and that whole announcement yesterday that we were all excited about, how Elizabeth Banks is going to play Karen Reed in that new movie or a new series. I thought it was a big deal and I thought it was super exciting. Well, Karen Reed, Alan Jackson together announced or made their first public appearance together. It's like as if they're dating, I swear. But they made their first public appearance together on the Howie Carr show. Howie Carr is a very, very big local radio personality in the Boston area. And Karen Reed looked beautiful and wonderful. And she had a lot to say. I don't know exactly how to find the actual interview, but I was watching it on Melanie Little. So I'm going to give Melanie Little the view since that's where I was watching it. Alan Jackson came on alone at the beginning, and then Karen Reed came on a little bit after that. And I will let you guys watch that. If Perez Hilton, if anything happens with that, we'll jump on over there. But first, here is the conversation, a little bit of the conversation with Howie and Alan and Karen Reed. And I thought it was actually really good. Zach is calling me really fast. Hold on. Let's just hear what he has to say. Hold on. Oh my gosh, you're the guy that nobody knows who you are.
No, I'm the one that they don't fucking leave alone. Like how many times?
You're live on Daily Dose of Donna.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Can we just say what a fucking bitch? Did you read it?
We read it.
What are your thoughts? How's the live chat?
Do you want to come on in?
I mean, sure, I'm calling in from my Uber, but sure.
I know.
Just an Andy
I
show.
know. We were watching you on Andy's show.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to? Okay.
Yeah, you can jump on in here. We would love to hear your
Send me the
thoughts.
link.
Yeah, I'm actually curious. It was a little bit of a dig, huh? Okay, we're calling you in right now. Okay, well, let's get Zach's thoughts about being shaded by Megyn Kelly first, and then we'll jump on over. Sorry, you guys. I'm like all over the place today. It's a weird day. Sorry. I know I'm gonna get shit in the comments today. Donna, you're all over the place. You know what? Blame it on the dentist. Maybe I got laughing gas. Okay. And maybe I got some laughing gas today. Then we'll go over to Karen Reed. In the meantime, I'll just show you what she looks like. How about that? She looks really cute. Like I said, this is Melanie Little's. This is Melanie Little's feed. I don't know how to watch Howie Carr. How do I make it full screen? I don't know how to watch Howie Carr just directly, though. Do you guys know how? Yeah, the dentist injected me with an ADHD drug. That's a good idea. She did say, I'll talk about her until Zach comes in. She did say that she was struggling with. She said, I thought the second that the trial was going to be over, it was going to be like a switch was flipped. Like it was going to go immediately good. I'll just play it until Zach comes in because I don't know what's taking Zach so long here.
On January 29th, 2022.
Oh, it's really fast. Holy shit.
All right, with us this hour are Alan Jackson and Karen Reed, and I'm going to speak. I wanted to talk to Karen Reed a little bit this segment, and it's mainly about the court and the legal wranglings to come. But I did want to check in with Karen Reed, and thanks so much for coming in, Karen.
Thanks,
we really
Howie.
appreciate it. What's your post-trial life like?
It's not quite as I expected. I was expecting a switch to be flipped. That was the opposite of the one that got flipped on me at 6 a.m. on January 29th, 2022. But it's been more like a dimmer that the lights are coming on a little brighter each week. There's moments I have every day that have these little epiphanies of, wow, this is the first time I've done fill in the blank in the last 4 years that I wasn't living with this.
Okay, Zach is here. Let me grab Zach. Let's switch out of that and let me get Zach. All right, Zach Peter.
Can you hear me
How
okay?
you feeling? Yeah. Are you still in you're still in your Uber, huh?
Yes. Still in the car. It's where I live half my life.
Where are you coming from? From the place of where the nobodies hang out?
From my podcast studio that Chelsea Handler was taping out of.
Aw. You know, there's so many things for anyone that's just tuning in right now. We're talking about the fact that Megyn Kelly got subpoenaed, which we didn't know.
No, we didn't know until she revealed it today.
She revealed
I mean, we
it
all
today.
kind of assumed, but.
And I'm seriously surprised that Billy Bush hasn't been. If he has, we don't know.
I don't think he has. I think he would have told us.
Then she says on her website, she doesn't say it on the show as far as we know, but she says it in her website that the actual words were, do we have the screenshot of it? Let me go to megynkelly.com. Did you have it in front of you or no?
Me?
Let me pull it up. Megyn
Yeah, I have
Kelly
it.
here. I'll show
Yeah,
everyone.
You're
No,
not
I'll
reading.
show everyone. Hold on. Megyn Kelly reveals Blake Lively subpoenaed her and claimed she was being paid by Justin Baldoni. And here it says, news broke in July. This paragraph, news broke in July that Lively had been sending subpoenas to podcasters and others who had said or written negative things about her, from Candace Owens and Perez Hilton to people you've likely never heard of, like Zach Peters. What the fuck?
I mean, there were a number of other people in that list of 127 that could have that could have been filled in that spot. That for her to
Well-
take that shot at me was a little wildly unnecessary.
Here's what I will say about it, though. It is possible that a lot of people don't know who you are because a lot of people have no idea who any of us are. Like, a lot of people don't even know who Perez Hilton are in the real grand scheme of the world. Let's be real.
Yeah,
Like, my mom would not know who Perez Hilton is.
I'm not denying that.
So but what's weird is why she would pick you of all the people, because you are
one was not subpoenaed, and two,
yeah, you're not subpoenaed.
yeah, one, I wasn't subpoenaed, and two, I mean, come on, maybe I'm still in the top 5. I'm on the
Out
news
of all
every
the-
fucking day. Yeah.
Yeah.
If
out of
I
all
were
of
on the list,
people-
I would absolutely be in the top 5. Like, not to toot my own horn, but I mean, come on.
It is interesting that she could have said out of people like no one knows and she could have picked like the Janessa girl, like the astrology girl that had 2 subscribers or whatever.
There were a number of people she could have picked and called out. There was something recognizable about my name that she chose to bring up and then reference.
But that means she knows who you are.
Exactly my
It's actually
point.
kind of cool.
Really?
I actually do. I'm gonna spin this. I'm gonna spin this for you. Who here in the comments says that it's actually a compliment? Okay.
I think
Joe
it's a compliment,
says she
yes.
knows you. This is not shade. VB says take it as a compliment.
I mean, yeah, the only way to take it is as a compliment, considering of all the people she could have named, she chose to name me. So I'm clearly on her radar. Number 1. You know what? I'm going to text Link Lauren. I'm like, what the fuck?
There you go. Link is your friend. He's been on your show.
He's on her
Text
network.
Link.
I'm going to be like, what is this unnecessary shade?
Text Link and be like, she says no one knows her. Can I get her people to get to know me? Get on her show.
I would love to. I actually like Megyn. I've had nothing against Megyn.
Exactly. There you go. There you go. You're going to work this out. Now, so what are you following this Perez stuff, or are you scared to even talk about Perez because your audience?
I'm not scared to talk about Perez, and I'm not scared of all the little Perez-y fans. I have publicly, repeatedly given my support to Perez time and time again. People on the internet just like to fixate on the little bits that I disagree with Perez on, when in the grand scheme of things, I am very much in support of Perez, and I hope he is successful in court to, eaten his coochie so many times online with the compliments that I've paid him.
This is a family show. This is a family show.
Okay, showered him in compliments online, but people love to focus on the little things that I said that were not as complimentary.
Yeah, people love to start the drama always. What do you think is going to happen today in court?
I'm hoping it goes well for him. I'm hoping that he comes out successful. I have faith that he will. I don't see why he wouldn't. There's no reason for him to still get dragged into this.
Can you Billy says that the Uber driver is like, what the fuck?
Oh, I'm sure.
You literally
I'm
just
sure,
said
because I just came off of Andy's show.
Can you give everyone here a rundown, like a 10-second rundown of what Perez is in court for right now?
He's trying to get his subpoena quashed. So there's obviously New York, where she's fighting to have Perez battle it out with Lyman.
Okay. No, you're back.
He's okay. They're fighting. So there's either Judge Lyman is going to see his case and whether or not the subpoena gets quashed, or, which is what Perez is fighting for, his case is heard in Nevada, which is where he lives and which is where he was served. So he's hopeful that a Nevada judge will be on his side and will allow him to get dismissed from this whole drama, and that Blake will not be able to successfully subpoena him.
Got it. All right. Well,
so he's trying to get off the docket.
I think it may work. And I mean, he's doing basically what Andy's trying to do.
Yes.
Why are you
And
smiling?
Andy's fighting for his jurisdiction in Florida. Well, because I was just thinking Megyn Kelly made shade me because she claims she doesn't know who I am, but it's okay because Jed Wallace loves him some Zach Beater.
Jed Wallace loves you. But is Jed Wallace even a real person?
Yes, he's a real person.
He's a unicorn.
Did you hear? He was supposed to be deposed today, and then Blake canceled it.
Yeah, I heard that. Why?
We don't know.
I know. The whole thing is
She wasn't ready.
She wasn't ready for his jelly. I
guess not. I mean, I have faith that he's gonna end up on top.
Your favorite.
Yeah.
I am so
What's
over.
the live chat saying?
They say they're saying that you overall is a compliment, that you're going to end up with more followers, more people are going to find you. Blake Lively's nuts. She's a biatch. That Megyn's subpoena got quashed. Megyn and you will be friends.
I don't think Megyn's subpoena got quashed. I think she just kind of like ignored it. I think she was like, you have no grounds for this, and like ignored it. I don't think it actually got quashed though.
She said that they missed a deadline.
Megyn or
I don't
Blake?
know. I don't know. I will say, whatever. It's all good. The point is, you were mentioned by Megyn Kelly. Mentioned by Megyn Kelly.
Again.
Mention it all. Why? You've been mentioned by her before?
Well, no, as they said on Andy's show, that John Rocha guy was calling me out, and then all the Meghan Markle fans were calling me out on TikTok with the videos, and then there were the Perez fans and the Katie Joy fans, and
Wait, what was John Rocha saying about you? Who's John Rocha?
because to be honest, I don't really know. But I don't know, he has like a popular YouTube channel, and he was calling me out because of the rumor between Robert Downey Jr. and Ryan Reynolds. You know, that was like a rumor going around that they got into a fight on the set of Avengers. And so I did a video on it, and I was like, did they get into a fight? Let's walk through this. Here's the rumor, here's what was said, and here are the reasons why I think this is dumb. And then he like put out some shady post about me, and he's like, look at people like this, they're just trying to get engagement. He's like, I'm the one that originated this rumor, and I made it clear that it wasn't Ryan Reynolds. He said that I was just doing it for engagement.
Oh, so you're just getting it from all ends this week.
For the past like 4 weeks.
It started with Katie Joy, and it ends with us.
No, it started with Perez. Yeah.
And it ends with us.
Started with the Perez, and then Katie jumped in, and then the Meghan Markle fans jumped in, and then John Rocha jumped in, and then Megyn Kelly decided to pile on it too.
Okay, maybe someone said in the comments that Andy is just maybe jealous that his name wasn't mentioned, so he decided to rile you up.
I think Andy's fine.
I love you. You're not getting it from
It doesn't take a lot to rile me up, by the way.
Are you depressed? Do you need
Wait,
help?
can I talk about... No. Can I talk about dosers? I feel like that your audience turned on me at dosers when I was talking about them sending a photo to the married man, which was a joke, by the way, that didn't land.
Yes, you talked about.
I was trying to make the joke.
Also, by the way, I heard you on your show saying you were drunk on my stage.
I was. I really was.
And that's why you said that you were trying to break up a marriage.
It was a joke, though, but clearly the audience was not landing with the audience.
Well, maybe that's
they were like, oh, no, the Up and Adam rumors are true.
Oh, no.
He is a homewrecker.
Zach, we're in the middle of editing the video, the show. We have it with an editor right now. It's going to be up on Patreon like at some point next week, early next week. So we'll be able to all watch it again and judge the crap out of the fact that you're trying to break up a marriage.
Oh my God. It was literally a joke. I keep getting mentions from Andy. He's like fighting with people about me on X right now.
Oh, Andy Signor?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's creating the drama, Andy.
You need a new villain. Here I am.
All right, we love you.
Remember that? Diana Jenkins. All right. Love you too. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye. We're going to talk about Karen Reed. Bye. Okay, so you guys, okay, let's go back to Karen Reed. Oh my God, Zach is like sad. He's in a sad place, you guys. He needs a hug. He's getting canceled left and right. For once, can I just say, for once in life, thank God it's not me. This week. I'm sure by the end of the day, it's going to be me. Okay. He'll be fine. Zach is so strong. He gets right past all of these things. He's the best. He's going to be fine. I'll call him in 5 seconds. Okay. I don't want Megyn Kelly anymore. Bye. Let's go back to our girl, Karen. So Karen Reed's not very happy about the Elizabeth Banks thing. Let's talk about it. And I was kind of surprised about this because when we talked about the Elizabeth Banks miniseries with David E. Kelly producing, I was like, surely she's going to be so happy about this. It's a big deal. No. Check it out.
This nightmare.
Were you even allowed to leave the state?
I was, yeah.
Yeah,
I
you were.
didn't have any travel restrictions.
Okay, so now, but you lost your house. You had to sell your house.
Yeah, sold my house between the 2 trials. I was scraping to afford 1 trial, and that was with the help of my.
Okay, so first, actually, she's talking about the financial struggles of this. Like, she literally lost everything, you guys. She lost her house. She lost everything. It's pretty crazy. I'm going to put it on 1.25. She doesn't talk this fast, but just for speed of the show, I'm going to put it on 1.25.
Attorneys to piece this defense together, but then to face it a second time, I was not financially prepared at all. So I knew I was hanging on to my house, but after the first trial, I realized I just can't.
So,
I mean, you realize when you have to sacrifice to make something happen, to fight for your life, you pull every lever you can. Like I'm gonna.
I just realized I look like Melanie Little. We're both in pigtails and a hat. Oh my God, look at that. Melanie and I are literally twins next to each other here. How funny is that?
Take to couch surfing. I can't sit on this asset anymore.
So you lost your house. You lost your 2 jobs, right? You had you got a really good job at Fidelity, right?
I had a great job at Fidelity. I've always wanted to be there, and I felt lucky every day that I walked into 245 Summer Street, and I worked with brilliant people. I learned every day, and that job was not just a job. That was my career, and I still miss it.
Is there a chance you could ever get it back?
I don't know. I think I don't know if I can hop back on the commuter rail and walk through South Station every day. And I have other things I need to do in terms of illuminating what I've seen the last 4 years.
Now, so you're living with your parents now,
Yes.
right? And what's that like at this late date?
I consider myself very fortunate that for all I've lost, the things I need, I still have. And I'm lucky. My parents are in their late 70s. I'm lucky I have them. They're smart, they're nurturing and funny, and we watch movies together. We've traveled, we've taken a few trips, the 3 of us together. And I prayed during this ordeal that you can take away, God, whatever needs to be taken away, but let my parents be here on the other side, even for 1 day. Can I have 1 day with my parents after an acquittal? And I've had a summer, and we make the most of it. We're going to see them for dinner after this, and I love seeing them every day.
How are they doing? How are Bill and Janet doing?
My parents are great. They're the strongest people I know. They're faithful. They're strong, and they have good sense of humor.
You got all your other family. You got your brother, and you got your cousin Kelly.
Yeah,
and
I've got friends and family and new people that I have come into my life.
Do you think she's dating?
A lot of support around me at all times.
But did you get your car back yet?
I don't have my car back yet. I don't know.
No,
I do not have the car.
It's not for lack of trying.
You guys, I think
Why
Karen
won't
and
they give you back
Alan.
your car?
I mean, it's just logistics at this point.
Honestly, I think Karen and Alan are in love. You can't tell me different. And they make a really cute couple. I know he's married.
There's so much water under the bridge that it would require Adam Lally or somebody from the DA's office reaching out to us. And we know how that goes.
So I got to ask you. I read yesterday that they've Elizabeth Banks is going to play you in the movie, and I said, how are they?
Okay, listen to this part, and I'm actually really, really surprised, and I guarantee you, Elizabeth Banks is pissed.
Is this the same movie that you sold the rights to? What's
Yeah,
the
you know what,
story?
Howie? I probably read that at the same time you did, give or take a couple minutes. I have nothing to do with that. It's not authorized by me in any way. There is a more to this story. I won't say another side. I think that the public at large knows this story. They know the truth, but there's a lot more to it than what I think Elizabeth Banks knows at this point. But I've never spoken to her.
So this is not the
I have
authorized.
not blessed this. No.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this: if it's not too catty a question, she's 52 years old. You're 45. I mean, how do you feel about her, an older woman, playing you?
Well,
Wow.
this happened. This nightmare started when I was 42. So she'd be playing someone 10 years younger, which I am not an ageist in any way. But I would like to see this if it were to come to life on a big screen or on a small screen. I'd love for supporters of mine and people who believe in the truth of this to know more than what Elizabeth Banks knows.
And it's really her story to tell.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, this is Karen Reed's story to tell. It's not Hollywood's story to make up and to fill in blanks that they want to fill in, to take a poetic license, a literary license, movie license. It really is Karen Reed's story to tell. And so it's a little bit of a shame that she was never even consulted, never even contacted. Like she said, we read about this.
Guys, okay, a couple things. A couple things to say about this. Number one, Elizabeth Banks, Megyn Kelly, and Amazon, not Megyn Kelly, David E. Kelly and Amazon are freaking out right now because no one is going to support a project about Karen Reed if Karen Reed is not supporting the project herself. All right? That is a death sentence to this project. Number two, anyone and everyone can create a project about the Karen Reed story. I can right now create a podcast about the Karen Reed story. I can create a book. I can create a movie. I can create a telenovela. I can do anything. Karen Reed sold the rights to her story to her own development, something or another. But she herself and Alan Jackson are the only ones that are going to be able to be behind the authorized story of the Karen Reed story or whatever. This is an unauthorized one, meaning they do not have Karen Reed on as the producer. They do not have access to Karen Reed and Alan Jackson in the inner circle telling them exactly what happened. So they're telling a story basically as us telling the story. They're not actually in the corner, in the room where it all happened. So they're telling the story as outsiders looking in. They're going to miss out on a lot of the insider information. It will still probably be a great film or TV show, but it sucks. It sucks. So this is not the project that they signed off on. This is not the project that they sold. They're still going to create another project. This is very, very different. However, so that's number one, death sentence for the Elizabeth Banks project. Number two. Yes, Judy says Banks and Kelly need to get Karen on their side immediately. The fact that they announced that yesterday and they never once reached out to Karen Reed or Alan Jackson to say, with your blessing, we want to do this. Would you like to come on as executive producer? Dumb. So dumb. What a dumb move. And then for them to go in their first public interview and just on Melanie Little's live stream talking about this, there was 12,000 live viewers. So all the Karen Reed stans are going to talk about this. People are not going to then support the project. It was really, really bad. Next. Then, Elizabeth Banks, the Howie Carr question about her age. Whoa. Why the fuck does it matter how old she is? Why are we asking that? That was such a strange moment. And then Karen Reed even answered it. Seriously, I would just say oh, well, it doesn't really matter how old she is. It's how old can she play? It felt very much like a Blake Lively question about her playing Lily Bloom as an older woman. But it was a real weird question. How do you feel about someone that's 52 playing someone that's, younger or whatever? That was such a strange. Don't you guys agree that was a real weird question? I thought that was really, really weird. Oh my God, Nancy, I think you're so off about this one. Nancy says Karen needs to rethink the whinge. I don't know what whinge means. Someone else will be more interesting soon. Karen Reed's story will be forgotten in the next 6 months. Cannot disagree more. Karen Reed is a story like O.J. Simpson, like Aaron Brockovich, like one of those stories that people are going to remember forever. This was one of the biggest stories of our generation, trial-wise. Oh, complaint? Karen Reed's, I don't think she's complaining at all. If this is your life story and this was your life, I do not think that she's complaining at all. It's so interesting that you think that most people don't know or care about her. I do not think that at all. I think it's so interesting that you think that because it was top news. It was on CNN. It was on, NBC. It was on ABC. It was on Fox News. They had Nightline interviews, 2020, Dateline. Like, I think it was huge. It was huge news. Huge news. I actually think it's a very, very big story. And it's her own life story.
No, it was totally
All right, let's keep going here and let's see what else there is to talk about.
new when you read it yesterday.
Yeah. I had heard through the grapevine that she was interested, but I would think she'd have reached out to us. She knows who our contacts are in California. Yeah, we're not hard to find.
So your next thing is the movie, or what's your next move?
I don't know from day to day what my next move is. I'd like a book out there. There's just a lot more to tell. A lot of what it took to fight this that was behind closed doors. I think people would be very interested in
The
that.
story does need to be told, but it needs to be told accurately. There's a lot of things that were uncovered during the course of this trial and this.
Christina, you say it's sad she sold her rights. She didn't. She didn't sell her rights. She sold it sounds like she sold her rights when I say that, but she is involved in her rights to her story. She's still a producer to it. So this story that they're telling is not what she sold. It's a version of the story. So this is based on the Wondery podcast. There's a podcast called, what's it called? I think it's called Karen Reed. I can't remember what it's called. It's a Wondery podcast called Wondery Karen Reed. Yeah. Karen the Retrial, maybe? Karen the Retrial. It's a podcast. They had Karen and then Karen the Retrial. This is it on Wondery. And this is what it's based on. So it's called Wondery. It's for Wondery. So Wondery is a production company as well. And this is who is doing the show. It's Wondery and it's Amazon. And Elizabeth Banks works with Amazon because she does A Better Sister, which is her other show. And so they are taking this story based on how they're telling the story. Anyone can tell the story. And they're creating their own story doing it. Does that make sense? Okay. So she continues to talk about it. She really doesn't share all that much more. She just says, she's working every day to, continue on it. And then Alan continues to talk about it. Now, when Alan comes back, he talks more about the continuation of the corruption and how it's not over. They're still fighting for Karen.
There's been a lot of speculation in social media. Judge Cannoni, who you had problems with, everyone had problems with her, and she has now transferred from this hallowed county down to Plymouth County in Superior Court. So she is in the same county where the O'Keefe case is going to be heard, where she's the defendant and where she might be the plaintiff in a massive civil rights case. So is there a chance that Beverly Cannoni could grab Karen Reed's case and try to do it again?
I don't think so. Like you said, there's been a lot of speculation on the internet about that. I don't think so. I think that's just happenstance. She's literally in a different courthouse, happens to be in the same county. Judge O'Shea has been assigned to the case for all purposes. Judge O'Shea is the Raj, the regional administrative justice over that region. So I would imagine that Judge O'Shea, when he took the case and took it for all purposes, that's exactly what that means. And I trust that. So I think we are going to be in Judge O'Shea's court.
Thank God.
Beverly Cannoni is in Brockton.
She's in Brockton, the city of Brockton.
And he and in your case is going to be in the town of Plymouth. So there's no, probably never the twain shall meet.
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not concerned about it. Nobody on our team is on my heels for mispronouncing her name. I did learn
This
English.
is about Kelly Dever.
What's your third language?
It's not my third language. No. And I do know what the word theory actually means as well, as does Sergeant Buchanan. In any event, Kelly Dever, as she likes to pronounce it.
If you guys don't remember, Kelly Dever was that horrible witness, the cop that had the attitude. Remember her? She was the biatch cop that was like, it's Dever. And she had the false memory. Remember, she had the false memory and she had the attitude, and then she completely turned on Alan Jackson. No one believed her. She was awful.
But I thought I needed to write that letter for the protection of the public and the protection of other defendants. She should be on the Brady list for the reasons that I put in the letter.
Which is an unreliable witness.
She's an unreliable witness. She admitted one of two things is true. Either she lied or she has a faulty memory, and she has a really hard time with recollecting facts. She has false memories. It's not just a faulty memory. All of us have a faulty memory. She is subject to, as she put it, false memories. How could she reasonably be a police officer going forward with false memories? I mean, she'd be expected to be a professional witness, an eyewitness to everything that she does, every arrest that she makes, every piece of evidence that she finds, every piece of evidence that she proffers or presents.
When do you believe she was telling the truth? When she spoke to the FBI and said she saw Higgins and Berkowitz for a wildly long time? Or when
100%.
That's
100%. That's exactly what the truth was. There's no way to have a false memory that's concocted to that level of detail. And all I wanted, it's not, I don't know how I became her enemy. She's a police officer. I'm simply a party in a lawsuit that was brought by Michael Morrissey and his folks, a criminal lawsuit. And all I asked her to do was get on the stand and tell the truth. And it turned into an absolute disaster for her, not for me, for her. None of the jurors believed her. They all thought that she was completely lying.
I think she was like a huge part of the reason that Karen Reed was acquitted.
One has to, when one's left to speculate as to why she lied. When you couple that,
why would you speculate?
When you couple that with the fact that she was called up to
the commissioner's office,
Commissioner Cox's office, why is a rookie cop with 8 months on the job at the time at Boston Police Department called up to the commissioner's office? She probably should not have even met the commissioner.
No way.
The next to justice.
Will they ever be?
Okay, so this is when he's asking about, will they continue and give justice to John O'Keefe and the murderers?
Has been convicted of killing.
It's far from closed. Is that the big announcement? Because it doesn't sound like the big announcement, but he says it's far from closed.
A Boston police
Correct.
officer.
John O'Keefe's killer or killers have yet to be brought to justice.
Will they ever be?
I fear that given the circumstances of what I've seen here with the Boston Police Department, Canton Police Department, the MSP, and the powers that be in prosecutorial positions, I fear that is never going to happen. It's just not going to happen. They have no motivation. They have no urgency. They would rather sit back on their heels and say, well, the jury got it wrong. She did it. And it's just not true.
Or chase rubber duckies.
Or chase rubber ducks and make people's lives miserable.
It's never going to happen,
It's a shame.
you guys.
It's shameful.
A texter, could you ask Alan why he thinks John was murdered in the garage?
I've gone through in great detail what I think the theory of the case is. It's in my very lengthy closing argument. I don't want to speculate any further than what the facts show, and the facts indicate what I argued in 2 trials. So I'm going to leave it at that. I don't think this is the forum to discuss that. I think there will be another forum to discuss that, and I'll allow myself the room to discuss it then. We're not finished with the court system, and the court system is going to allow me another opportunity and another platform, and allow Karen another platform to get the truth out, and we damn well intend to do it.
All right. So the point is that he's not done. They're going into the civil case. But the problem is that I don't think there's going to be justice for John O'Keefe at the end of the day. That's the sad thing. I think Karen Reed will get justice. She's going to sue them into oblivion. She's going to hopefully get a shit ton of money. But I don't think John O'Keefe will ever get his justice. However, after listening to the Dan Markel trial right now with Donna Adelson and how they're still going after them 10 years after the murder, it's possible that they will eventually, but you have to have a Department of, you have to have a Department of Justice and a DA and a police department that wants justice. And I don't think anyone in that town of Canton or Boston or anyone over there actually wants justice. Okay, court is over. Hold on. We're going.
Decide if he has jurisdiction over Perez. And then if Perez appeals, then it would be here. So he wants to basically just wait, because otherwise they're arguing something that could be, if Lyman doesn't think that he has jurisdiction, then they'd have to come back here anyway. You know what I'm saying? So there's like no point in arguing it. I think we need to get Perez an attorney. I'm going to talk to Robert Barnes, because you go in there as a non-attorney, like if you've ever had like a parking ticket or whatever, and you're so prepared, right? You research everything and you like think like, I'm an attorney. And it's almost like you miss what the judge is saying. Like the judge asked him several times.
By the way, just in case you're listening to the audio, we've switched over to after court for Perez's hearing. This is Ari Jacobs reporting on Popcorn Planet.
Wanted to scream like, say that you don't have the money, say that you have kids, because the judge was basically saying, what is your burden for not being able to go to New York? And he kept saying, well, the law states this, and the judge was like, yes, but what is your actual burden? And I think Perez was probably so amped up and prepared on what the law says, he just I have empathy for that, because sometimes you just like blank. But I think what the judge was waiting for him to say was, okay, outside of travel, what is the burden? And he's like, well, I have to gather all these documents. And he's like, well, you have to do that whether it's here or if it's in New York. So, but what is the burden? I wanted him to be like, I don't even have an attorney. I don't have the money to go out to New York. I don't have the money to, like, if the case was in New York. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think it's good for Perez that it got delayed, because now he can prepare some more and he can have an attorney. I really think Robert Barnes will come through. He's my favorite. And he's, so anyway, but if he doesn't, regardless, I think that Perez needs to just prepare a little bit. But the judge, I like think he's the greatest person. Like he was joyful and happy and nice. And Blake Lively's side, in my opinion, came off as, I wrote this down. She kept saying, he keeps involving himself. Like, well, it's extraneous circumstances because he's involving himself. And I'm like, well, we're all involving ourselves. So do I have to go to New York too? Like, I didn't understand. Maybe it was a legal argument, but it kind of pissed me off. I was like, what do you mean? Like, we have freedom of speech in this country. Like, she said, what did she say? She said, arguing against, one of my favorite quotes from the judge was, says, you're arguing against yourself, because she said, well, there's a lot of, she's like, there's a lot of ifs in this case, because the judge was saying, well, if this happens, then this. But then she was saying, well, if this happens, then this. So it's like,
she is Blake's lawyer.
Away, baby.
She is Blake's lawyer.
Yeah. So she didn't come off like she was very confident. Like there wasn't a smoking gun. There wasn't like, okay, well, what is the extraneous circumstances to which Perez needs to be in New York? She wasn't like, boom, boom, boom. That's what I would have expected from an attorney that like is very confident.
Right. And sadly, Perez didn't come with the legal sort of wherewithal to know why it's a burden and why it needs to be in Nevada.
Huh? Oh, sorry. No. What's that?
So it sounds like Perez didn't come with enough proof of the burden and why it should be in Nevada, which is something he needed to be prepared for.
He didn't say money is an issue. I was like, tell her that's expensive. So I don't know why he didn't. I think it's just probably
so I guess there's no ruling.
You're not an attorney.
Answer.
When you're not an attorney, and listen, there's like 4 attorneys on her side, 3 or 4 attorneys, and then Perez is literally sitting there by himself. So it's like, it's intimidating. And The judge, though, was like so kind. And I just feel like,
Okay. So, yeah, there's not really an answer there. That's Ari. I love Ari. She's great. She has beef with Taylor Lorenz, so you know I love her. She's actually tried to sue the New York Times before, which was a real struggle because of Taylor Lorenz. So there was a major, major drama there. I have to say, you know, unfortunately, there's no ruling, but yes, Perez Hilton, without knowing all the ins and outs of the case, he needs an attorney. Sorry. You need an attorney when you're going up against Blake Lively and all this money. You need to. It's no offense. No, this is not against Perez. I would say this against anyone in this case. You're fighting. You need to fight fire with fire. You have very, very, very smart, wealthy people. And unfortunately, like the sympathy card is not going to play. It's not going to work. You have to get an attorney. Liz is saying maybe he can't afford one. I kind of can't believe that. I truly don't know if I can believe that Perez Hilton can't afford an attorney. I'm sorry. I just have to be honest. There's got to be an attorney he can afford. I mean, he has a successful business. He's not like a, you know, I don't know his financial situation, but there has to be an attorney he can afford. There has to be. He's not a up and coming creator. He's been doing this for 20 years. He should have enough money for an attorney. If he doesn't, he hired Brian Friedman. Brian Friedman is a top dog attorney. If Brian Friedman was his attorney before, the guy has money for an attorney. Let's be freaking for real. Sorry, this is not against Perez Hilton, but let's be for real, you guys. And I know what money creators make, and he gets way more views than I do on his videos. So, like, come on. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. Yes, and he has a reputation. He needs an attorney. I'm just saying. Okay. Anyway, yes. Okay. Today's episode is wild. Amy. Hi, Amy. I know it's not what you typically cover, but have you thought of asking Spencer to come on to give him airtime? Maybe like a pre-recorded episode. Asking Spencer to give Perez airtime? Or give Spencer airtime? Oh my gosh. I'm obsessed with Spencer. I would do anything for a Spencer episode, but he's so busy. I would love to put Spencer on my show. I just don't think he even has a second to be on any like random show right now. I think he would do like a Joe Rogan at this point. But I love Spencer's passion right now for the Palisades and for Los Angeles. I think he's doing phenomenal. And for California, I should say. Okay, you guys, I'm going to drop because it's a 1 hour and 30-minute show about wild God knows what. Today is a wild, and I'm blaming it on the dentist. Love you guys so much. Thank you for sticking with me through thick and thin. I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and that's it. Bye, y'all. Love you. Bye.